We are Westbrook's, we are Sun.
Tonight, the Rays look to put a stamp on the month of August, opening a 3-game set in the rock and roll capital of the world. For the Rays, young flamethrower Tyler Glasnow goes to the hill, opposed by Cleveland ace and Cy Young candidate Corey Kluber. We welcome you to the shores of Lake Erie and Cleveland, Ohio. Second stop on this 3-city road trip, and tonight, the Rays began a 3-game series against the Cleveland Indians. Hi again, everyone. Welcome to an evening of Rays baseball with Brian Anderson, Dwayne Stats. Great to have you aboard. Beautiful night here in Cleveland to start this one. And what a pitching matchup we have. Tyler Glasnow, who's been so impressive on the hill for the Rays, and he'll be opposed by Corey Kluber. Back to Glasnow, I'll tell you the Rays are enthused with what they've seen through 5 starts.
You know, this is going to be a lot of fun. And Tyler Glasnow, one of those guys, 6'8", lanky, and he's one of the few pitchers, Dwayne, in the game of baseball right now that has that ability to overpower you in the strike zone. One thing to get you to chase, another to just overpower you right out over the heart of the plate. That's something that Glasnow you can do, and you can see that in the strikeout numbers. 12.2 strikeouts per 9, that opponent average of 173. Always fun to watch him pitch. And Corey Kluber, what can you say about this guy? Another stellar season. All he does is win. 16-7 here in 27 starts, ERA of 2.91. I'll tell you this, he has the ability to get deep into games, and he is extremely efficient. So you would fully expect the Rays offense to be out there and try to be aggressive with him early because he's in the zone.
Rays divided 2 games in Atlanta. They are 17-9 in the month of August, and a very big part of that has been the work of the pitching staff. Michelle Margot will break that down when we return.
Series against the Cleveland Indians. Well, the Rays have been on an absolute roll as of late. They have won 9 of their last 10, and that is due in large part to their pitching staff. In fact, in the month of August, they lead the American League in team ERA with a 2.74 earned run average. And then Cleveland is not far behind with a 3.21 ERA. Here's pitching coach Kyle Snyder on his pitching staff.
They've done a better job controlling the count early on, which is something that we've emphasized throughout spring training. Even when they don't, they're making big pitches when they have to, and I think a lot of it just has to do with the fact that a good number of these guys have kind of cut their teeth, I think, throughout this year at this level, and they've done an excellent job, and they've learned a lot, I think, throughout that, and they've gained a lot of confidence with the success they've had.
Well, the Rays pitching staff looks to keep that success rolling here in Game 1 against the Indians. It's Tyler Glasnow on the hill for Tampa Bay and potential Cy Young candidate Corey Kluber on the bump for Cleveland. First pitch is just moments away. Dwayne and BA have the call. Next.
We welcome you back to Cleveland. The Rays and the Cleveland Indians meeting for the first time this year. In fact, the Indians will owe the Rays a visit. They'll be at Tropicana Field on the 10th of September, beginning a 3-game series Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And the Rays began a 3-game series here tonight. Lineup presented by your local Ford dealers. Joey Wendell's going to lead it off for the Rays, followed by Matt Duffy at third, and then Ji-Man Choi, the DH. Tommy Pham hits cleanup and plays left. Jake Bowers is in right field tonight, hitting in front of the first baseman, C.J. Cron. Kevin Kiermaier hitting eighth and short. Jesus Sucre will do the catching.
Well, taking the mound tonight for the Cleveland Indians going to be right-hander Corey Kluber, making his 28th start of the season, record of 16-7, ERA of 2.91 in 179 2/3 innings. 6 2/3 innings to start, and he does it on just over 14.5 pitches per inning. Let's take a look at the defense and see how it's going to line up behind him here tonight. Brought to you by Golden Diamond Source, and in the outfield left to right, we've got Michael Brantley, Greg Allen, and Melky Cabrera. And across that infield third to first, Jose Ramirez, Francisco Lindor, Jason Kipnis, and Yonder Alonso with Jan Gomes behind the plate.
And here's Joey Wendell to get it started for the Rays tonight. Wendell starts the evening hitting .296. And the first pitch of this game from Corey Kluber swung on and lined into center field. A fastball returned right back through the middle and into center for a base hit.
Well, just like we just said with Corey Kluber, 14.6 pitches an inning. He's extremely efficient, pounds the zone, and so this young, aggressive Rays lineup is going to be ready to swing the bat. Joey Wendell did that, just that right there.
Now Matt Duffy stepping in. Duffy, the 10th leading hitter in the American League at .298. The pitch a little bit wide. Alfonso Marquez will call the balls and strikes tonight. Joined the Major League staff in '99, 46 years old. And another good take on a pitch off the plate wide. 2-0.
How about this for a stat? And this is where you talk about the Rays being aggressive and going to be really aggressive here tonight with Kluber. On the first two pitches of an at-bat, Rays hitters are hitting .360. So they are up there to do damage. You get a strike thrower like Kluber, you better do some damage early.
Well, Duffy ahead, 3-0. Wendell jumping on the first pitch and lined the single into center. Now 3-0 the count on Duffy.
Hey, you know Kluber knows that that's part of the game plan. And so you get that first pitch stung right back up the middle. And then all of a sudden you start to nibble. Find yourself in an uncharacteristic 3-0 hole.
And he misses out there again. So a 4-pitch walk. And how unusual that is. Only 25 walks for Kluber in just under 180 innings this year to go with 172 strikeouts.
I mean, that is an incredible number. That's 1.3 walks per 9. You're not going to get or find much better than that. I don't care what league you're playing in.
G-Man Choi. The Rays have been happy with the way he has swung the bat, earning himself more and more time in the lineup. It's the fastball, strike one. Used it safely in his last 12 starts. Last 14 games hitting .340. And he takes a strike. Down 0-2. Two men on, the Rays with an early opportunity. And Choi is out on strikes. A 3-pitch strikeout right there.
Yeah, follow the 4-pitch walk with a 3-pitch strikeout on 3 different pitches, and he finishes them off here with a cutter at 90. So you go 93 away, strike 1, 85-mile-an-hour curveball, strike 2, and then all of a sudden here comes a 90-mile-an-hour cutter. Worked him all the way across the plate.
And there's Tommy Pham. A strike out there on the corner.
That's that cutter. At times it can have a little depth to it. You know, the curveball looks like a slider. Yep. Corey Kluber says, no, that's a curveball.
Yeah, just about to say that. He insists it's a curveball, although many times it does appear to be a slider.
if you saw the velocity and you saw the break, everybody on the planet calls it a slider.
Yep.
But I guess what the pitcher says goes.
Well, it's a pitcher's prerogative. You should know that.
All those years, I was a knuckleball pitcher, Wayne.
A 2-strike count right now. Pham lays off. A ball, 2 strikes. We always have the feeling with Kluber, you get a chance to score, you'd better take advantage of it. And another good take just off the plate. It's 2-2.
Boy, back to back on pitches that are, you know, on the outer third of the plate for a long time and then breaking right to the edge or just off. I mean, those were almost close enough to be called, and Pham's able to get it back to even up in the count.
Ground ball down to third, scooped by Ramirez. Out at second, out at first. On the 5-4-3 double play. So despite the base hit and the walk, the strikeout of the double play will get Kluber out of that spot, no score. Lovely night, 76 degrees here. In the lineup for Cleveland, presented by your local Ford dealers. Lindor is going to lead it off, followed by Brantley, the left fielder, hitting second, then Jose Ramirez. Edwin Encarnacion is the DH. Alonso at first. Melky Cabrera in the lineup, hitting sixth in front of Kipnis, Gomes, and Allen. That's Greg Allen, the young center fielder, hitting ninth.
Well, sixth start here with the Rays for Tyler Glasnow. Fully stretched out his last outing through 96 pitches. That was the most pitches he's thrown all season long, so he is ready to go out there and get as deep into this game as he can.
Francisco Lindor takes a fastball, strike one at 97. Right out of the chute, 97. Loose and ready to fire.
That's got to be so fun. You just come out blowing heat.
And that will be strike two.
And that's where he can get guys, whether it's away to the righties or in on lefties. He will at times get some natural cutting action on that fastball. So you think as a left-handed hitter thinking it's middle in, and then all of a sudden it's right on your hands at 98.
Now a shot into right center field. It's Kiermaier making the catch in front of the track. One away.
Well, let's take a look at the Rays defense and see how it's going to line up tonight. Brought to you by Golden Diamond Source. And in the outfield left to right, we've got Tommy Pham, Kevin Kiermaier, and Jake Bowers. And across that Rays infield, third to first, Matt Duffy, Willie Adames, Joey Wendell, and C.J. Cron, with Jesus Sucre behind the dish.
Kevin Cash has the Rays in here at 71. and 62. 17-9 in August. Michael Brantley. Pitch just a little low at 98. So you look at this Cleveland lineup, a lot of switch hitters. So Lindor switch hitter, Brantley left, Ramirez behind him a switch hitter. Then Encarnacion, the DH, right-handed. It's fouled out of play. Alonso, a left-handed hitter. Cabrera's in there, a switch hitter. Kipnis left. Gomes right, and then Allen hitting ninth as a switch hitter. So 4 switch hitters in the lineup to go with 3 left-handed hitters. And a strike. 1-2. Curveball there.
I'll tell you, that is a nasty hook by Glasnow. Sharp, late break. That's the thing with his hand speed. You very rarely get rolling break with his breaking balls. They are sharp.
It's going to be a foul ball. Well, people asking what's the difference in Glasnow working out of the bullpen in Pittsburgh and in the rotation for the Rays. One of the things is a simplified approach. And Kevin Cash was talking before the game about a regular routine for him now since he started. And Brantley missed that one. He is out on strikes trying to hold up. First strikeout for Glasnow.
And you're able to get him to chase well out of the zone. You talk about that sharp late break. This ball right into the dirt, well out in front of the plate. You think about the swing that Francisco Lindor had off Glasnow. That swing right there of Michael Brantley, 2 of the better hitters that you're going to come across in any league, and you're getting them to take swings like that.
Here's Jose Ramirez hitting .290. Which is down and in.
Now, scouting report, let's take a look at one on Jose Ramirez, #1 MVP candidate. There's no question about that. The numbers bear that out. And he does it all. You know, you think about this guy from the right, left side. He handles the bat well from both sides. You know, he's 4th in on-base percentage in the American League. 37 homers, it's 3rd. 94 runs driven in, 3rd. He's tied for first, Dwayne, in stolen bases. And then on top of all that, he's 2nd in the AL in walks with 88. And he's got more walks than strikeouts by a bunch.
And he takes a breaking ball there, and recently he's seen a lot of breaking stuff. There's a fastball 98 and he fouls it. So that fastball has been shown to him less frequently recently as pitchers try a change of approach to try to get him out.
What is hitting? It's timing. And so you're going to go to breaking. You're going to try to find where is the weakness. What can I exploit? Fastball's not getting it done.
So it bounces in, 2-2. Take a look at what Ramirez has done this season. In the middle of this lineup. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, you combine the power, the production, base running.
And he is out on strikes right there.
And how about that swing? Again.
2 strikeouts on breaking stuff. We go to the 2nd. No score. Sports Zone is brought to you by WB Mason. Who but WB Mason? By Freedom Boat Company, by Sling TV, and by Geico. Jake Bowers in right field tonight. Swings and misses that cutter. Bowers, then C.J. Crone and Kevin Kiermaier. Bowers quickly behind in the count.
Well, a dandy changeup there by Kluber. We've got the fastball. He'll throw the four-seam and a lot of sinkers, cutter, curveball, changeup.
This went up off the mitt of Jan Gomes. 1-2. Kluber 92 and 55 in his career. And that's just missing. 2-2. Continues to be a tough run here for Bowers. One of his last 14, 2 for 31. And he is called out on strikes. That pitch appeared to be a little off the plate, but Kluber gets the call.
Well, and Jake Bowers, the one area that he has a real good read on is balls that are away from him. He takes this thinking that that's going to be called a ball. Probably should have been, but close enough that Marquez ends up ringing it. And he'll go back down and look at that video and say, I knew I was right. That ball was off the plate.
Now C.J. Crone. The pitch foul.
And here's the one thing. We've seen a couple of these two-seamers by Kluber stay up and out over the plate where they've got some arm side run but not a whole lot of sink. Those are the ones you got to jump on. You know, Joey Wendell jumped on one first pitch of the ball game, but those are the pitches that you've got to get after and make Kluber pay.
It's 1-1.
Not a guy that makes a ton of mistakes. Always has a solid game plan and is very adept at being able to execute it.
2 wide, 2-1, and Crone in here. Just 5 career at bats against Kluber, but he does have 3 hits in those 5 at bats. Fouls it out of play, makes it 2-2. Sends this one into center. Greg Allen is there. And 2 gone. Well, the Rays start tonight 71 and 62, 9 over 500. If you go back and begin charting them after their slow start from the 15th of April forward, they're 18 games over 500, 68 and 50. And there's the wild card race right now.
Dare to dream.
Well, there's 7 back in the loss column from Oakland. 8 total, but 7 in the loss column. And the interesting thing about that is they're going to have to face Oakland at Tropicana Field. So a chance to go head and head with the team holding that second wild card spot. Kiermaier 1-1.
And Oakland this weekend playing Seattle, so they can beat up on each other and you can continually gain ground on one of them.
That's a foul ball outside of first. A little bit of a long shot, but the Rays have been in that position before and have made it work, and they're just going to continue to play their game each day. It's not really something Kevin Cash is talking about at all. Just come to the ballpark play your game, get better every day.
No, that's for guys like us. You know, they put it back into the conversation for the media, for the fans. But you're right, they have done a great job, especially here winning 9 out of 10, of just coming out, and we're going to play a game tonight, and we're going to do everything that we can to win it. And you've got a lot of young kids that have come through the system as winners who expect to win, and they play winning baseball. You know, that first game of the Atlanta series was the first time that we saw them play a sloppy game. You can't remember the last time.
There's a high shot back into deep right, but it's going to be higher than it is deep. Cabrera with room in front of the track makes his catch. Kiermaier under it a bit. 1, 2, 3, go the Rays, no score. Only. Rays have this steal for you. Visit raysbaseball.com/steal and pick up 2 lower corner tickets to the game Saturday, September 15th versus the Athletics for just $21, over a 60% savings for Rays fans tonight only. Go to raysbaseball.com/steal to get your deal. Big cut by Edwin Encarnacion as he misses the fastball, strike 1. Top 10 in the home run department with 28, tied for 8th. 4th in runs batted in. One and one. Well, the jackpot tonight brought to you by the Florida Lottery. At the RBI total, 91, 7th consecutive season with 90+ runs batted in. 2-1 the count.
Boy, nice to be able to pencil that into your lineup every season. And that's what you've been able to do with Encarnacion. With the Blue Jays, now with the Cleveland Indians.
That's a strike. Had him leaning back and it broke in.
How about that? Some of the swings that we've seen already in this game, and then a knee buckler curveball right there. Sent Encarnacion arching his back as that ball breaks right out over the part of the plate.
Now he drives this one into deep left. Pham's going to go back and on the track makes a leaping catch to retire Encarnacion. You hit it to left field, you'd better get some air under it. It's 19 feet to clear out there on the wall with the scoreboard and all. And that one on the track as Pham got back to make the catch.
Yeah, it gets cozy. How he got to that fastball up and away and off the plate and get it that deep in the first place. But Tommy Pham able to track it down, a little leap catch.
Yonder Alonso, the left-handed hitting first baseman. Takes a high fastball. And a strike, 1-1. The Indians adding Alonso before the season to play first base and give them some pop. This went down and in. Alonso's been pretty good for them. The 22 home runs.
Yeah, and the Indians in the offseason pursuing both Logan Morrison, the former Ray, and Yonder Alonso. I think that they are extremely happy with how their choice has worked out.
Yeah, it hasn't worked out for Morrison in Minnesota. They look over there inside their division and happy with what they have here in Alonso.
The breakout season was a year ago, and you wondered, is he going to be able to repeat? And he has come in and swung the bat extremely well. Dangerous lineup, top to bottom.
And around his feet right there, and the count is full. Jesus Sucre doing the catching for the Rays. Michael Perez put on the disabled list with a left hamstring strain. That happened on that play at the plate the other day. A little discomfort, and nothing popped up immediately, but the next day had some soreness in there. So he's on the DL, and Adam Moore has been selected from Durham. Popped up right side. Foul ball will Crone have room. Reaching and just out of his reach. Saw the veteran Moore up earlier this year with the Rays. So he replaces the spot with Perez going on the DL. Perez has been a very pleasant development for the Rays, acquired from the Arizona organization. Moore in to replace him now.
And that's why you don't want to mess around with it. Hamstrings, as we talk about often, can be tricky injuries. So you get some soreness back there, especially as a catcher, using your legs as much as you do in the crouch, up and out of that thing. Don't want to mess around.
And that pitch is down for ball 4. Alonso lays off. Now gives up the walk.
Lays off because of his eye, or lays off because he got locked up? You know, Glasnow has been really sharp with the curveball here tonight, and that was a good one that just missed a little bit low. Let's take a look at it. Watch the depth that he gets on it. Boy, Alonso able to lay off. That's impressive.
Still pretty close, that pitch. There's Melky Cabrera. Ground ball to second. Wendell. Adames 1, Crone 2, 4-6-3 on the double play to retire the side. We'll go to the third. No score. FS1 first. Giancarlo Stanton leading the Yankees against the Tigers. Then Blake Snell and the Rays battle Francisco Lindor and the Indians beginning at 3:30 Eastern on FS1. We're streaming live on the Fox Sports app. On to the third. Willie Adames leads it off, taking the first pitch low. Happy to have Kenny Rosenthal with us. Kenny, nice to see you.
Nice high chair you got for me.
Yeah, well, hey, it's special ordered.
This is the magic of television, folks. I'm not taller than either one of these guys. Not even close.
Well, I'll tell you, we have. First, I want to talk about the Rays.
Sure.
Because we have seen this club since the first couple of weeks of the season actually play baseball 18 games over 500. Lindor is going to handle this for the out. And how surprised are you to see what's happened with this ball club?
Surprised because of what they have dealt away and continue to play well, if not better, actually better than they had even when they started the season. That is what has most surprised me. I agreed with the front office's premise to start the season that they were better than people thought. I bought that. Now, I seemingly buy it every year, and it's not always true with them. I'm always a sucker for the Rays and the Rockies. I don't know why, but I just am. But these guys, they do have a lot of young talent and more coming. And if not for a couple of injuries early, maybe they'd be in an even better position than they are now.
In your travels, obviously, around the country, being plugged into so many different sources and resources and everything else, what is the feeling outside of Tampa St. Pete about the concept of the opener that the Rays are deploying?
It's evolving, the feeling. And certainly at the start, there were people who were quite opposed and quite curious and confused about the whole concept, but the way the Rays explained it, it made sense at the time for them. Wouldn't make sense for the Houston Astros, as we know, because they've got 5 starters. But as it's gone on, then you've had other criticisms. Zach Greinke, most notably at the All-Star game, saying this is bad for baseball from an aesthetic standpoint, and he accused, well, didn't accuse, but he said this is going to lead to starting pitching salaries being held down. And I actually wrote about that this week. One, I don't know that that was their motivation at all. I don't expect that it was. They were trying to figure out the best way to win games. 2, it's not necessarily going to turn out that way. Who knows how the salary structure will evolve as these pitching roles change over the years. So what we're seeing now, guys, around the industry, and you know this, other teams are doing it. And that means that obviously something is going well here, and it has gone well for them for the most part. Really, it's been a success by any measure. So I don't know that it works for every team. I don't know that it's a long-term thing for the Rays. But for right now, yes.
We just had a shot of Blake Snell. He's been one of the constants in that rotation for the Rays. And, of course, conversation starting with the kind of season he's had, an all-star appearance, and the Cy Young balloting now. What's your take on how all that comes down?
Cy Young is tough. I don't know that there's an obvious choice in the American League right now. So maybe that kind of plays into a late candidacy by Snell and a push. Because what we've seen is Verlander slowed down. Kluber's not had the season that you would expect from a Cy Young type guy. And here are some of the others. Garrett Cole, not quite as good. And Snell, my goodness, that ERA is outstanding, and Sale is out. And he's not going to pitch as much as some of the others. We don't have the innings up there, but that would be quite relevant here. So I don't know that he wins, but you know what, guys? September 1st is tomorrow, and we've got a full month to go, and obviously he pitches for Tampa Bay. They don't get as much attention, but my goodness, the writers are supposed to pay attention to what the heck is going on here.
Oh, yeah.
And I expect that they will and do. So I give him an outside chance, yeah.
And on the flip side, you think about Jose Ramirez, Francisco Lindor in the talk for, MVP. That seems to be a crowded field. What are your thoughts how that all plays out? And obviously, again, with the caveat that there's a month left to play. Got some baseball to go.
Right. Jose Ramirez is a tough guy to overlook right now. He slumped a little bit of late, but my goodness, what he contributes both sides of the ball is kind of amazing. Lindor, really good as well. Mookie, I love Mookie. I don't know that he's at the level quite of Ramirez this year. And then JD, he's going to get shafted here. And I get it. He's mostly a DH. But the influence he has had on that team and the other hitters is unreal, and it should get him some more attention from the voters.
Alonso takes care of that little tapper down to first. We'll look for you tomorrow. Always great to have you with us, and you'll be FS1 tomorrow covering all the action here.
Yes, sir, Dwayne. Thank you very much, guys.
Our pleasure. Kenny Rosenthal with us. We head into the bottom of the third. No score from Cleveland. He will begin the bottom of the third. Gomes and Allen, the 7, 8, and 9 hitters, against Tyler Glasnow. Is hitting .229. He's starting to swing the bat much better the last few days. And the pitch is a strike.
He was the difference in the ball game yesterday afternoon. A tie ball game, and he hit a 3-run homer to give the Indians a lead that they would not relinquish, picking up a win over the Twins.
Push this one into shallow left. Coming in is Pham. He puts it away, one away.
Well, absolutely love what we've seen out of Glasnow here tonight, especially. You know, he has come right out after this lineup on the road and just attack mode. Good quality fastballs. The breaking balls, especially that curveball, has been extremely sharp and showing what we talked about in the open, the ability to overpower hitters in the strike zone.
You know, we've talked about Michael Perez, who's gone on the disabled list, and how impressive he's been as a young catcher behind the plate. But you take a couple of guys with great upside, and we've seen the development of Blake Snell, and now here's Glasnow. And how great is it to have a guy like Sucre as your backup catcher to handle that kind of young talent?
Dwayne, the other night when we got in at whatever time it was to the hotel after the 2 rain delays in Atlanta, was waiting for the luggage, chatting with both Sucre and Perez about that very topic. And let me tell you, it is very much appreciated. Sucre loves doing it. Perez is a sponge, and you're seeing the results.
A pop foul back out of play, 1-2. You know, it seems the Rays through the years have sought out catching, and they've had a catcher here or there. It's been pretty good, but that search has continued. It seems the entire existence of the franchise, and they're really hoping now that with the combination they have, there's a cut and a miss. So Gomes is out on strikeout number 3 by Glasnow. They are very pleased with this combo.
And why wouldn't you be? Why wouldn't you be? I mean, Sucre is the epitome of the perfect backup, and a guy with a ton of knowledge, all that knowledge that he enjoys sharing and helping a young catcher along, or just, you know, talking to pitchers, helping them along. I mean, he takes as much stock in a pitcher's outing as they do.
Greg Allen goes after the first one, skies it into center, getting some carry and not quite to the track where Kiermaier takes care of that. A 1-2-3 inning. We go to the fourth. No score. Tonight's Sky Code Rate moment. Last year, the Rays hit 10 home runs here at Progressive Field in Cleveland. That sets a franchise record for most home runs hit in a 3-game series. And through the years, this has not been a hospitable place for the Rays to play. But they did put on a power display here last year.
They did, and that little highlight reel right there, I think 5 of the 6 home runs that were shown, the players are no longer with the Rays.
Whole new approach.
It is a whole new approach. It was all or nothing a season ago, and a whole lot more all in that series. Something else.
Matt Duffy walked his first time, and now down 0-2. Duffy, Choi, and Pham. It's a ball and 2 strikes. Rays got a base hit from Wendell, then the walk by Duffy, and nothing since. 8 in a row retired by Kluber. There's a shot back into center field. Allen will go back with plenty of room back toward the deep part of the park. Goes back to 405 in that corner, just a little left of center field. MLB at Bat, your #1 Rays app. Customize your experience to catch every moment this year. Get Rays home screen icons and features such as MLB TV Game of the Day, pitch tracking, in-game highlights, live radio, stats, news, and more. Download MLB at Bat today. There's G-Man Choi. Is low, 1-0.
You watch Corey Kluber. He is very deliberate in his actions. I mean, very slow, methodical, no expression. Just make pitches, get big outs, and that's why they call him Klubot.
Yeah,
because he looks like a robot.
You can't even see expressions when his beard is not there. I mean, this is a little different look for him.
Right.
And he's still expressionless.
He just got that beard, just shaved it. Had it for his last start, had a bet with his wife that he could keep it the entire season. Started growing it around Christmas of last year and had grown it all the way out. She finally said, okay, enough. You win, calling the bet off. And so he shaved it. Now he goes to work. And by the way, yeah, there you go, before and after.
I'm not, you know, both are a little menacing.
Yeah,
you know,
he can
even
pull
without
it off.
he's menacing.
Yep.
And he walks Choi, didn't miss by much. So he walked Duffy in the first, now a walk to Choi in the fourth inning.
Approaching the plate now for the Rays, left fielder
There's a couple strikeouts, 2 walks, and a hit allowed. 1 on, 1 out in the fourth. And now Tommy Pham. And there's a strike. Pham over the last 5 games hitting almost 500 with a couple home runs in the mix. It's now 1-1.
Boy, he's showing that oppo pop in Atlanta. Big home run into right field. He's a strong guy. And how about that? You have to highlight the fact that they're playing a normal looking defense.
Yeah, that's the exception now. Take a look at that home run he hit in Atlanta. It came Wednesday night. Ooh, close to take right there. Very close, and the count is 2-2.
You know, and that's one of those things, too, where you'll get Yan Gomes saying, hey, Alfonso Marquez, you got to stay with this. That's a sinker, a backdoor sinker. You start that pitch off the plate away and try to sink it right back to the corner. If you give up on it too early, you're going to call the ball every time.
And this one is fouled back. And, you know, Marquez is not known as a big strikeout umpire. In fact, he tends to go the other way. He really makes you get that plate. If you don't catch the plate, you're probably not going to get the call, a call or two notwithstanding tonight. So he's a guy who's going to make you be on the plate to get a strike. Ground ball headed into center field past the diving Lindor. Choi moves to second, and Pham picks up the second hit for the Rays.
Kluber does get the ground ball that he's looking for, but boy, out of the reach of Lindor. Nice attempt on the dive, but glove side squeezes it through, and now 2 on, just 1 out. The type of situations, again, that you've got to take advantage of, especially you've got your starter Glass now throwing the ball extremely well. Time to play to run.
Well, sooner or later it's going to happen for Jake Bauers. It might as well be now.
And off Kluber, what a confidence boost that would be.
A pitch down. But Chad Mottola and both Mottola and Kevin Cash really have maintained they're not overly concerned about Bauers. You know, sometimes you'll see a guy chasing pitches, bailing, maybe too aggressive. We really haven't seen much of that from him at all during this stretch. His approach continues to be pretty much the same as it's always been. You mentioned the other night that breaking ball down and in can give him an issue. Ahead in the count right now, 2-0.
That's what we've seen. You know, we've seen pitchers come in with the fastball close to him, and then the breaking ball off of that, the back foot, whether it's the curveball or the slider, and that's a pitch that, yeah, that has given him fits here in this recent streak.
That's a close pitch right there. that goes for ball 3. 3-0.
Well, you could force Kluber into the zone on the verge of potentially walking his third hitter already here in the 4th inning. Guy with, as you mentioned at the beginning of the game, 25 on the season.
And a strike.
That's a 3-0 strike because that's not even close.
Maybe it's a makeup for the prior pitch. 3-1.
Not the normal breakout you see with Kluber. I think he understands that this is an extremely aggressive Rays lineup and is trying to get them to go after his pitch right from Jump Street.
Foul ball. Just to give you an idea, in the month of June, Kluber walked 3 hitters all month. He's walked 3 tonight in under 4 innings. That's how unusual this is. Full count. And strike 3 call. Pitch came back and got the corner.
You know, and that's the pitch. And Jake is saying that that's not a strike. When he goes back and takes a look at it, he will realize that it was a strike. But this is what we're talking about, why you can't give up on the pitch. And you've got to stay with it because it starts in off the plate and you go, yep, ball, taking it. And look at that late movement. Takes it right to the corner. That's what you're trying to get the hitter to do. You want to make sure that Marquez behind the plate is not doing that, that he's following it all the way in. That's a great pitch made there by Corey Kluber.
Well, the second time he has Bowers looking. That first time was away, and this one in when it came back. 2 outs with 2 men on for C.J. Cron.
And you know what he's keeping in his back pocket for when he may really need it later in the game? The cutter or the curveball down and in. He still has that at his disposal. Hasn't really shown it to him yet and knows that he can go there later in the game if need be. Keep an eye on that.
Here's Cron upstairs. Cron hit a fly ball to center his first time.
I was going to say just that the really good ones have a tendency to keep something in their back pocket. Something in their back pocket for a little bit later in the game.
High fly ball into left. Brantley is there calling it. That will retire the side and end the threat with 2 left. Bottom of the 4th coming, no score.
Sharp he's been with the curveball. You see that kind of a swing from Michael Brantley. Impressive right there to Ramirez. How about this one, Encarnacion? That's the buckler. You look at the depth that he's been able to get on that pitch, the way that he's been able to spin it. That starts with, and we've talked about it before, the length of his fingers and the hand speed out in front. And I'm going to tell you what, he is spinning that baby tight here tonight.
Yeah, we get a chance to see his grip. We're going to have to show that up close. Sandy Koufax had long fingers, and that's one of the reasons he could get such great break on that devastating breaking pitch he had. Not only the high velocity, but that great breaking pitch. And Glasnow would give him a run for his money in terms of gripping that baseball.
I think if Tyler Glasnow took the ball and jammed it back into his palm, he could maybe get his middle finger and thumb to touch. I mean, it'd be close. It would be close. That's the kind of length that he has. So you talk about the ability to manipulate a baseball. My goodness.
And that went by him. 96-02 to Lindor. Lindor skied one into center, a bit toward right center for Kiermaier in the first. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Need Glasnow, Dwayne, to continue to throw the ball well and the Rays to continue to play well, because I put all of our rear ends on the line. I have done on the off day a lot of trash talking
In
around
Cleveland?
town.
Ah, good.
And said, you know, hopefully, if you guys are able to stay in a game late, consider yourselves lucky. So
I like that about you. You know, living on the edge.
No, I have. I think I have bitten off an awful lot in this series.
Just a little bit of that one, a foul ball. And earn another pitch. Well, that's good. Makes it even more exciting than it is already.
It actually does. Broadcasting from the edge of my seat.
It's with the townspeople pounding on the door behind us. 1-2 now. And it's inside at 98. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And strike 3 call as he walks away from the plate without number 1.
I mean, tell me, what are you going to do with that? By the way, this curveball ends up in the zone. Doesn't matter. As soon as it comes out of his hand, Lindor's like, oh, that ball's over my head. And it drops right into the upper third of the zone. That curveball has been devastating tonight.
So the leadoff man retired in the 4th. Now Michael Brantley. Brantley entered the game 8th in the league in hitting. Started the night at 304. And there's a strike to start him. Ground ball right side. It's Crone making the play unassisted. 2 gone.
I'll tell you, that was a great headshot right there of Tyler Glasnow, the baby-faced assassin. I mean, that's what it looks like. I mean, he's got this young, clean-cut look, and yet he brings the noise from over the top, reaching out there to home plate, 96 to a hundo. Nasty breaking stuff right there. Are you afraid of that face, Dwayne? Probably not, but you should be.
False sense of security
That's
involved
right.
in that.
You gotta force him to never be allowed to grow facial hair. just look like that, young, you know, and then here it comes. Deal with it.
Nothing to see here.
Nope.
2-0. Well, 4 strikeouts. 3 have come on that breaking ball. He got Gomes on a fastball. And the breaking ball has been the victimizer so far tonight. We'll make it 2-1.
Great location on that fastball. You saw the swing that Ramirez took. He was looking for the heater, and he was looking to turn and burn on it. But that ball got in on him just enough. He just dribbles it foul. That pitch is further closer to the middle of the plate, it may be 1-0 right now.
In a bit. 3-1. Fly ball, center field. Kiermaier waits and makes the catch. A 1-2-3 fourth. We're headed into the 5th inning, scoreless.
Field, it is scoreless in the top of the 5th between the Rays and the Indians. Well, right now we are in the Progressive Field right field district at the Corner Bar, and there are 40 beers on tap here. There's an open air fire pit, all sorts of fun things to do, a good place to drink. The district's actually broken up into neighborhoods, which each represent an area of Cleveland, and there's some pretty good views out here of the field and of the bullpen, and it's supposed to be quite similar to the outfield experience at the new Rays ballpark, guys.
Yeah, this is a great ballpark, fan friendly, and the fans respond that way. Opened in 1994. Kiermaier leading off the 5th inning, down at the count 0-2.
And boy, they had that consecutive sellout streak over years.
Which is a bit wide, 1-2. Now the history here goes back to League Field, and then the Coliseum right on the waterfront.
I'm going to do some math, Dwayne.
There's a foul ball, count still 1-2.
Even though I promised that there would be no math.
I know, I was taken aback by that announcement by you.
Well, the consecutive sellout streak was 456 games. Figure 81 games a season. That is over 5.5 straight years of not an empty seat in the house. Come on.
Pitch in on Kiermaier, and he fouls it away.
I was fortunate enough to get a chance to play here. Maybe it was 455, whatever. Still 5, during that time. And every game was exciting. BP was exciting. The city was jacked up over those teams, and in the 90s, and it was loud every night.
The foul, that ball is going to go out of play. Yeah, so you go back to League Park in 1891, and then Cleveland Stadium, the Coliseum type facility that was here from the early 30s.
I watched many a game from there, Dwayne. Yes.
Yep.
$4 general admission. By the end of the game, you had your own vendor. Not a lot of traffic at Municipal.
And a foul ball out of play.
And you're right, didn't they build that with the idea of trying to get the Olympics?
I think they did.
Yeah.
That's exactly right.
Well, they didn't.
But had a nice run all the way up until this opened in '94. This went into center field. Allen with a straight line toward left center tracks that one down. One away.
They may not have gotten the Olympics because of Municipal Stadium.
Oh my.
Too soon.
Well, they have the All-Star game coming next year here.
We got to try to make it as broadcasters, and we'll have a grill out at the house.
All right, sounds like a plan. Adames swings and misses, strike one. One and one. There was a time when they divided their schedule between League Field and Municipal Stadium, Cleveland Stadium. Joe DiMaggio's 56-game hitting streak ended over there. They would move the big games down there for bigger crowds. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Nice little bit of history. Feller.
Feller, the all-time strikeout leader in Cleveland history. There's a wave and a miss. Kluber picks up out number 2 in his 4th strikeout. Kluber is 3rd on the all-time Indian strikeout list. Bob Feller followed by Sam McDowell and then Corey Kluber. Jesus Sucre. A wave and a miss. Rays have drawn a couple of walks. They've picked up 2 hits. One and one. Moving away from Sucre.
This is where Kluber gets dangerous. You know, he was able to navigate some trouble earlier in this game, and now all of a sudden he gets ahead and starts to expand. The breaking ball's gotten sharper. The sequencing has gotten better. The command has gotten better.
Tap down to first. Unassisted. Alonso takes care of that. 3 up, 3 down through 4.5. No score. tonight. Great to have you aboard. That's what's coming up Sunday on Rays Live. Pre-game show again presented by your local Honda dealers. It's a Sunday Fun Day game show, and Orestes will break down Francisco Lindor. Coverage begins at 3:30, a little later start time on Sunday for the wrap-up game of this series.
You know what? That's because the air show is in town out at Burke Lakefront Airport, and we got to see some of the fellas practicing here this afternoon.
Boy, it was really amazing. And then we saw the parachutes landing in center field. First pitch, and Encarnacion hits it right to Kiermaier in center field on a line. One pitch, one out. Only base runner the Indians have tonight was the walk to Alonso with one out in the second inning. And on the very next pitch, Cabrera grounded into a double play. And that's been it. Otherwise, everything has been up and down in order against Glasnow.
It starts with the heater. First and foremost, he's been good with that, but the breaking ball, specifically the curveball, has taken center stage tonight. The best that we've probably seen it since he's come over to the Rays.
Alonso takes a fastball. That's in the upper part of the zone for a strike.
You know, interesting you say that, because the first pitch of the game was a fastball down. That may be the only fastball that he's thrown down. Everything has been middle of the zone up.
Shortstop, Adames up with the throw. So 2 up, 2 down. 3 pitches here in the 5th, 2 outs. Cabrera will make his way to the plate. Cabrera's had an interesting year. He's been with the Indians, then gone, and then back with them. There's a strike, fastball. Boy, that's an easy 99.
And it was down. I'm telling you, down and in too, and you're right, it's pretty effortless. Creates so much leverage.
Ground ball, there's a base hit just out of the reach of Adames. Fan with the pickup. Cabrera picks up the first hit allowed by Glasnow. 2 outs into the 5th inning. And he becomes the second base runner allowed by the Rays right-hander.
Well, was able to just squirt it through. This ball kind of middle in. He was short with his swing. Watch how short he is. Doesn't try to overswing it, and is able to get it by Adames. Now does Melky Cabrera run? You know, the Cleveland Indians as a team, they lead Major League Baseball in stolen bases. Melky not a big runner, but we've seen a lot of guys that weren't considered big runners try to take advantage of Glasnow.
Yeah, on the year, they are 16 of 21 attempts running against Glasnow. Kipnis takes the pitch down. That's overall.
And first adjustment made right there. You just saw Glasnow not with a real high leg kick, more of a modified slide step, trying to speed up his time to the plate, because we've seen a number of stolen bases off him where there hasn't even been a play, no throw made.
This pitch is pop foul back at third. 1-1. Yeah, and a couple of steals of third by guys that you would not suspect would steal third.
Right.
Mitch Moreland, Alex Gordon.
Yeah, I think that's the Alex Gordon steal, not without a throw. Same thing with Moreland. Here's another stolen base. A throw, not really for any reason. You weren't going to make a play. In fact, really, Adames is faking like maybe that ball went into center.
A strike, fastball at the knees. It's 1-2 to Kipnis.
Well, Tom Hamilton, the Indians' esteemed radio man, was in the booth. We were talking about this very topic and said, hey, listen, with the Indians leading Major League Baseball in stolen bases, they're probably going to try to take advantage of Glasnow here tonight. He said they've got to get on first. And he couldn't be more right. Glasnow has limited that.
Yep. There's 2 base runners.
I guess that's the way you keep a team from running on you. You just don't ever let them get on.
Seems like a good strategy. And he's been able to execute it. There's Tom Hamilton.
There he is.
One of the really good guys in this business.
Boy.
Having a lot of fun.
Yep.
If you're going to have a party, have him.
First and foremost.
Runner takes off. The pitch is in the dirt. And down to second goes Cabrera with his first stolen base attempt of the year.
There you go. And again, without a throw. Now, there couldn't have been one anyway, but Glass now comes with the curveball, picked a great pitch to run on, and then gets it in the dirt and waltzes into second.
So Cabrera now at second. And Kipnis, who we mentioned earlier, the last few games has been hot. 2-2 the count to him. And he got him. Swing and a miss to retire the side. A man left on base, no runs, a hit. We're through 5, scoreless. The Indians meeting for the first time this year, and through the front 5 we are scoreless. Corey Kluber with 2 hits allowed, a couple of walks, and 5 innings of work. The Rays have left 3. Tyler Glass now allowing 1 hit through 5 and 1 walk. He has stranded 1, and we go to the 6th inning with the 32-year-old right-hander Kluber facing the top of the Rays lineup. Twice the Rays have put up a little threat. First one in the opening inning when Wendell singled and Duffy followed with a walk. There's a curveball in for a strike. So Wendell 1 for 2. 297 on the year for the Rays second baseman. And he fouls it. Puts him down. 1-2. We talked a lot about Wendell not getting a chance in Oakland. He was originally drafted by the Indians. Pitch is fouled back. Holds the count at 2 strikes. And was with the Indians first couple years plus, and eventually dealt to Oakland, and now with the Rays, and the Rays happy to have him. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Take a look at where he ranks in the rookie race. 2nd in hits, 2nd in hitting, 5th in runs batted in, on base and runs, 2nd in each of those categories. Pitch down and in, and he is out on strikes.
I'll tell you what, that breaking ball by Kluber again. to get a hitter to expand his zone. This one ends up literally behind the left foot of Joey Wendell. Literally. I mean, well, they call it a back foot slider. That's a back foot hard curveball. But it ended up behind the foot.
And now 5 strikeouts for Kluber. And 1 out in the 6th. Here's Duffy. Bounce it. And here's Kluber, a guy who does not give you high velocity. I mean, his fastball 90, 91, 92. Averages a little under 92 with the fastball, and even the 4-seamers about that when he throws that. You see 94, he's hit 94 tonight. And strike 3 called on the outside edge.
That's the pitch. And that may have been just off the edge, close enough to be called by Marquez. But it's the sinker off, and then look at that late action back to the edge, and Marquez right on it. I mean, Matt Duffy, to his credit, is standing there with that look of, what am I supposed to do with that pitch?
Yep.
I mean,
back.
It does. And when you execute it perfectly, a hitter will give up on it with the thought of, there's nothing I can do with it anyway. And it just catches the corner.
He's working over the corners now. There's a strike to Choi. 6 strikeouts, 3 have come in the last 4 hitters. 1-1. Doing 1. Up down around his feet. He's got a single and a walk in the first from Wendell and Duffy. 1 out walk and single from Choi and Pham in the 4th, and that's been it. Fly ball the other way. Brantley backs up, and just as he hits the track, takes care of that. 3 up and 3 down. Through 5 1/2, no score. Cleveland, you have a 10 to 16-year-old child who's a big Rays fan, would like to be a part of the 2019 Rays Rookies TV show. Send photos of your child, a 1-minute video of that individual, a quick bio and what makes them a big Rays fan to Rays rookies at RaysBaseball.com. Send it by September 21st, 2018. Bottom half of the sixth. John Gomes, the catcher, leads it off, the number 8 hitter. There's a swing and a miss. Well, 15 outs recorded by Glasnow. 7 of those have been on 3 pitches or fewer. Giving up 1 hit, a 2-out single in the 5th to Cabrera. And another base runner when he walked Alonso with 1 out in the 2nd. Threw a double play ball to Cabrera following that walk. So the Indians through 5 have a hit and a walk and 1 man left in a scoreless game. 1-2.
You could see Glasnow's reaction to that breaking ball. Did not like it at all. And that's what you like to see. He got a swinging strike and you're up in the count 1-2, but he's saying to himself, I left that pitch up in the zone. And a guy that has some power got a good swing on it. I can't do that going forward. You know, if I want to pitch my very best, that needs to be lower. See if he makes the adjustment. He did.
Well, there's that breaking ball, and he strikes out Gomes with the second time. Struck him out on a fastball the first time. And for strikeout number 6, he gets him here in the 6th.
Making the adjustment, recognizing he needs to make the pitch better. That's the thing that impresses you, number 1. Making that adjustment on the very next pitch in a 1-2 count, impress number 2. I tell you, he has answered the bell. You knew it was going to be a tough matchup with Corey Kluber coming off of a very subpar outing against the Kansas City Royals. The really good ones typically are going to bounce back with a vengeance, and Glasnow has matched him pitch for pitch.
There's Greg Allen. Allen, 25-year-old center fielder. The pitch is a strike. Played for Tony Gwynn at San Diego State. And that one pitched down and got him in the foot.
I mean, that you wonder how bad Greg Allen is hurting. That's 97. That's that cutting action that Glasnow will get from time to time on his fastball, and it hits him home. Got him right in that pad. Yep. Boy, thank goodness it did, because if not, he's certainly not walking down. Oh, he would not be walking down to first base if it hadn't have been for that protection right there. And by the way, that protection is not for getting hit with the pitch. It's for the foul ball off the leg.
But it served another purpose well there.
It did. Fortunate. Boy, especially too with the Indians and all the injuries that they have had with their outfield.
And so here's Allen, who can run. He can really run, so you expect him to take off immediately.
Yep.
Hit by a pitch. And to move over there, top of the order, Lindor. That's why you wanted to keep this guy off the bases. Another face Lindor with the bases empty, but that's not the case. And Allen has second base on his mind right now. Up the right side, hooking. That's going to be a foul ball. Strike 1.
By the way, how about Jake Bauers getting some time out there in right field here tonight?
Yep.
We've seen Jake go to left field as opposed to being strictly a first baseman from time to time, but getting the start in right here tonight.
It's his second start in right field. 67 starts overall. Most of those at first. Handful and left. Starting to stop over there by Allen, and the pitch is fouled off.
Now, obviously, it wouldn't have mattered, but you wondered why he stopped. Got a pretty good jump. And quite frankly, the way the teams have been able to run on Tyler, you don't even need to have that great of a jump. Indians going to try to push the envelope here, but you got an opportunity to go for the punch out here on Lindor.
Move to first. Allen back in. Allen at the AAA level last year in limited play was 21 out of 23 in stolen bases. And they pitch skied into right. Bowers is going to be there to make the catch. And again, there was a start and stop by Allen. He's 13 of 14 with the Indians.
Well, I mean, he's going now. Has to. He absolutely has to. Everybody on the planet knows he's going to run. Should have probably already taken off. But he's been extremely efficient. Thing is now, if you're Glass now, he can't steal home. So you just concentrate on getting and retiring Michael Brantley, and then this inning's over.
Brantley has struck out and grounded out to C.J. Cron at first. Ground ball to first. Cron steps on the bag to retire the side. No runs, a man left, onto the seventh. No score. The Rays and the Indians opening this weekend series. And our prospect spotlight, the Arizona Fall League participants announced, and Lucius Fox, who had been promoted to the Montgomery Biscuits, will be playing in the AFL along with Montgomery's lefty Matt Crook and Joe McCarthy, who's been hot lately for Durham, will also be there along with Phoenix Sanders, the right-hander. Tommy Pham will open the seventh inning. Pitch is upstairs. Pham 1 out of 2. .95 pitches now for Kluber. 1-1. A strike at the knees.
Well, he is starting to get the range for that pitch, both to the lefties and to the righties. And both, well, if you're a lefty, it's so hard to make a pass to that pitch, and for a right-hander, so hard to reach that pitch.
Ooh, there is strike 3 call. Picking up another strikeout, and that's been more prevalent here the last pass through.
Start to put on a clinic. You know, you get the hitter looking away, and then all of a sudden you close him in. 92, gives up on it. Kluber's got good stuff. Not overpowering stuff, but good, sharp stuff. Has a real good idea of game planning, but he's a great read of a hitter.
Brad Bowers takes a strike. 4 of the last 6 hitters have gone out on strikes. He has 7 strikeouts tonight. Collectively, the two teams just 3 hits in this game. And Jake Bowers quickly behind 0-2.
And look at the pitches. Look at the quality of the pitches.
Surgical precision.
It is, and that's why we said early in the game, those sinkers that were staying up and out over the plate, there were only a handful of them. You can't miss those.
One ball, 2 strikes.
Now you go over that breaking ball. Okay, remember we said the last time he had that in his back pocket. Now you can come right back with the front door sinker. He's going to go away.
And it stays out there. 2-2. Kluber 4-2 against the Rays and 8 prior starts. 2-1 here. And now a miss down. So a full count.
It's the ability, though, of Jake Bowers. These are the pitches that have been giving him trouble. And we knew that Kluber would come with eventually, and he's been able to lay off the last 2 pretty good ones.
Oh, strike 3 call. Down at the knees, 93. Caught looking for the 3rd time. Stay tuned in the middle of the 7th for the Ram game break. Brought to you by the all-new 2019 Ram 1500. C.J. Cron fouling it back. Eight strikeouts on the night. 5 have been called third strikes, including the last 3 strikeouts. 1-1. Kluber coming off that 5 1/3 stint at Kansas City, when he gave up 5 runs on 9 hits in 5 1/3. He is not that pitcher tonight.
And he has sharpened things up the deeper that we have gotten into this game. You know, you talk about some of the walks early in this game, uncharacteristic pitches missed out over the plate. Not lately.
Little tap foul. Well, he opened the month of August, and here we are on the last day of the month. His first start in August was a 3-0 shutout over the Angels. He gave up 3 hits, 1 walk. He made 98 pitches in that game. Tonight, he's given up 2 hits and has walked 2. Glasnow has given up 1 hit and has walked 1. 1-2, driven back into right field. Cabrera at the track to make the catch. 1-2-3 in the 7th. 7th inning stretch time. We'll go to the studio to Rich Ando. 7th inning, Jose Ramirez, the number 3 man in the lineup for Terry Francona, takes a strike. Through 6 innings, 1 hit, 1 walk, 6 strikeouts, a hit batter. That's a strike, and it's 0-2. Glass now, through 6, had faced 20 hitters. 10 of those he retired on 3 or fewer pitches.
That's getting to the point, huh?
Yes, it is. 1-2 now on Ramirez. His pitch count right now 70. Jose Alvarado is up in the bullpen.
Okay. I hope he's doing that on his own.
Ground ball picked up there by Wendell. And 1 out in the 7th.
It's certainly not a pitch count issue. You know, he went 96 in his last start.
Yep.
So he is fully stretched out and has been as sharp as we've seen him as a member of the Rays, and as dominant as we've seen him. How about those? Boy, for a guy too who coming in, you know, with the I was going to say with the Steelers, with the Pittsburgh Pirates, he was averaging 5.5 walks per 9. A lot of deep counts and a lot of high pitch count innings. Tighten that up here tonight.
Encarnacion sends one deep to center. Kiermaier is going to run out of room, and it's gone. Encarnacion on the first pitch. It's his 29th home run of the year. And Cleveland takes a 1-0 lead. Only the 2nd hit tonight allowed by Glasnow. It's the 4th home run he's given up since coming to the Rays. A solo blast, and Encarnacion, who's been hot lately, takes care of that.
Now you can see him sit back and wait on that breaking ball, a pitch that has been good for Glasnow all night. Those are the home runs that make you sick to your stomach. He has been so good out there and so locked in. And Encarnacion, we showed the highlight, or excuse me, the stat earlier, 7 consecutive seasons of at least 90 runs driven in. He knows what he's doing in the box.
And he now has 29 home runs. He's hit at least 30 home runs in each of his last 7. So he's 1 away from that now.
Yeah, with a month to play. So that's a foregone conclusion with health.
It's down 1-1. Encarnacion in the Cleveland dugout. 2 balls and a strike. Inside 96. 3-1. This is the first 3-ball count he's had since he walked Alonso on a 3-2 pitch back in the 2nd. And he gets him looking there for strike 2 and another full count. He's looking for other 3-ball counts. I'll take that back. He was 3-1 with Ramirez in the 4th. So he's had 3 3-ball counts tonight. And a ground ball fair back of the bag. Here's the toss to Glasnow from Crone. 2 outs. 2 outs, bases empty in the 7th. Stats cast A1, AI, I should say, powered by AWS. Encarnacion's home run. 23-degree launch angle. 106.6 miles per hour. Cabrera popping it up. Foul ball for Duffy. He's got it to retire the side. Cleveland gets a run on the home run by Encarnacion. We go to the 8th, 1-0.
T-Mobile, built for baseball. You know, the Rays had some opportunities early against Kluber. A couple base runners to start the game off. They had a couple in the 4th inning. But outside of that, he was extremely sharp and got better and better as the game went on, and he got into the rhythm of it, really doing a great job of manipulating the strike zone, manipulating the minds of the Rays hitters, using the pitches away to set up the pitch in and vice versa. He was outstanding here tonight, and he's going to leave after 7 innings. You see that, 8 strikeouts, a couple of walks, did not give up a thing on the scoreboard, and leaves this game with a 1-0 lead.
109 pitches for Kluber, 109. And the new pitcher, Cody Allen, will take over. 59th appearance, 4-6 with a 4.61.
Well, I will tell you what, you know, 5 blown saves this season, the most of his career in a single year, and he's given up runs in 4 of his last 5 outings. The main culprit has been a lack of command, has really struggled with the strike zone. Let's see if that continues.
Brandon Geyer, the former Ray, in right field now as Kiermaier pops it up on the first pitch. Out from shortstop is Lindor. Geyer is out on 1 pitch, or beg your pardon, Kiermaier is out on 1 pitch as Geyer comes in to play right. 1 away, 1 pitch, 1 out. Kiermaier retired. And here is Willie Adames. Allen, fastball, curveball, gets pretty good depth on the curveball. Fastball is wide. Ryan Stanek up in the bullpen for the Rays now. And that's a strike on the corner, says Marquez. And up in the bullpen for Cleveland. And they've been grateful for that deal, because their bullpen has been beaten up a bit. Right now, Miller is on the DL. So Brad Hand has been a critical part of that bullpen lately.
And he's gotten some big outs. He's gotten some big saves. Devastating. You know, he's another guy with a really, really good slider.
See there, last 8 games, the bullpen, .570.
Well, on the season, you know, they're at .483, 14th in the American League. It has been a trouble spot all year long.
And that's a strike on the outside corner. Adames taking a couple of pitches out there and called out here.
Well, Marquez, he's opened up his zone just a little bit. I think maybe getting in rhythm with these pitchers who have been so sharp. That pitch could have argued off the plate away. There's the curveball.
Now the Rays are going to pinch hit for Sucre. Brandon Lau will pinch hit.
Pinch hitting is number 35, Brandon Lau.
Lau hitting .213 with the Rays with a home run. Breaking ball, a called strike. Picked up that home run in Atlanta on Tuesday night. A 2-run homer. Did he go? Yes, he did. And now he's quickly behind. Pop out and a strikeout, and a 2-strike count on Lau. And he's out on strikes. Another breaking ball takes care of him. 3 up and 3 down go the Rays in the 8th. Bottom of the inning coming, 1-0 Cleveland.
Refreshing finish is going to be the night of Tyler Glasnow, and outside of one pitch to Edwin Encarnacion, he was dominant here tonight. You see some of the swings he's getting from some pretty good hitters. Filthy curveball. The fastball was excellent, able to keep that in the top of the zone, but it was that one breaking ball that Encarnacion had timed up perfectly. He went out, he got it, he's strong enough to go to the big part of the field, and that's exactly what he did. And right now, that pitch and that swing is the difference in the ball game.
79 pitches for Glasnow. Well, you can't be much better than he was tonight. A great outing, and he leaves trailing 1-0 as we go to the bottom of the 8th inning. And Ryan Stanek, another hard thrower out there on the hill for the Rays, to face the bottom 3 in the Cleveland order. Jason Kipnis to lead it off. Inside. 100 to start the at-bat. Adam Moore now behind the plate after Sucre was lifted for the pinch hitter. Popper, shallow center. Kiermaier with the better angle in. 1 away. Gomes. Gomes has struck out twice. Wave and a miss. One.
Chance you may see Stanek here tonight. You may see him open on Sunday. He's done a little bit of both. I'll tell you what, going into that opener role had really got his season back on track.
And he gets a chase there from Gomes. 99 up out of the zone. And it's 1-2. Hey, that seemed to settle him down. Ooh, a check. That was close. Jim Wolf down at first says Gomes held up. The Rays would like to get a strikeout from that.
Let's see. And yeah, well, I'll tell you, the hands were moving. The barrel and that bat, they were not.
Well, now the count is full. Center fielder Allen on deck. A high popper. Adames already calling for it, waiting. 2 gone. Now the Bonefish Grill matchup. Tomorrow it'll be Blake Snell, Shane Bieber. Snell after his 17th win. And a bullpen day on Sunday against Carlos Carrasco. Tomorrow on FS1. And we'll be back with you on Sunday.
Not Justin pitching tomorrow. That was one of the great Players Weekend jerseys.
Yep. Now Allen with a liner over the head of the leaping Adames into left. And a 2-out single puts speed on the bases again for Cleveland.
Yep. Keep your eye on Allen. You know the Indians would love nothing more than an insurance run. 2 outs, bottom of the 8th, good speed over there at first base. Stanek not easy to run on by any stretch, but this may be an opportunity the Indians take.
Two outs with a runner aboard. Lindor at the plate. There goes the runner. And the throw, excellent throw, but not in time. And Allen picks up his 14th steal out of 15 attempts. So Moore just into the game and with 2 outs challenged by the speedster.
Yeah, and that right there is stolen off of the pitcher. They get the leg kick from Stanek, and Allen with great burst, and that gives him a full head of steam to get into second base.
Up and away, now 1-1. Wave and a miss. Looking for the hard stuff. 1-2. For some pitchers, 90 is the hard stuff, but it's 98 and 100 the hard stuff for standing, and 90, whether it's a slider or that split, is a change of speed. Into the dirt. Runner's going to try to move up, and Moore can't find the handle on it.
Well, wait till you see how high this ball comes up on Moore. Ray's really fortunate that didn't hop over his shoulder. Well, it comes up way high off that left shoulder, and then as he goes down to try to get it, Allen was already moving and not much you could do, but now you've really got to bear down, because if you're thinking about the slider as a put away, you're thinking about the split as a put away, there's that chance it could end up back in the dirt, so Moore is going to have to be on point.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Upstairs, fastball, 99, and it's a full count. Michael Brantley on deck. Standing trying to keep it a 1-run ball game here. Got the first 2 men, and then Allen single. Stole second, went to third on the wild pitch. Three-two is ball 4. So it's first and third with 2 gone. Coming up on Rays Live, the post game presented by W.B. Mason. Rich Anarezdes anchoring the coverage from the studio. Break down the Glasnow-Kluber duel here from Kevin Cash. And Michelle will have interviews from the clubhouse. Now Snyder takes a trip to the mound with Brantley due up.
The ever dangerous Michael Brantley, and Kyle Snyder going over some things here with his big righty. Middle infielders involved. You want everybody on the same page. You got Duffy involved because the runner over there at third. You get Adames involved because he's going to relay the signs over to Joey Wendell. Let him know what pitch is going to be thrown here and needs to know the signs.
First and third, Michael Brantley at the plate. Allen third, Lindor first. Lindor's on the move, the pitch down into the dirt, and Moore can't find it. The run's going to score. Allen scores, trekking home from third to make it 2-0. Moore was looking everywhere, could not find that ball.
We just talked about it. You know, the runner on third now, the ball's in the dirt, become imperative. He slides over. That ball rattled out of the glove. That was the problem. He thought initially the ball was in the glove and it had come free.
And Allen, with that speed, crosses the plate easily. The 1-0 to Brantley. Runner goes to third, and the throw not in time. Lindor picks up a steal.
Now this team leads baseball in stolen bases, and they have gotten aggressive here late. Finally have gotten some speedsters aboard, and they have exploited. Oh, Lindor got a running start there. Moore does the best that he could, but just too big of a jump.
Yeah, Moore made a couple pretty good throws to second and now to third, but with the jumps the runners had, no chance. Up the middle. into center, and that scores Lindor. Brantley drives in a run. That makes it 3-0. All of this after the first two men had been retired. So Brantley is the runner at first, picking up his 70th run batted in. Here's Jose Ramirez. First pitch rolls away out of the mitt, in behind Moore, but no advance. 1-0 the count on Ramirez. So 1 run and 7 off Glass now. And Stanek has been touched for 2 after retiring the first 2 men in the 8th. Upstairs. Twenty pitches now for Stanek. It's popped up. That's coming back foul. And will carry into the stands. 2 balls and a strike. Cut and miss. 2-2. Ramirez has struck out, flied out, and grounded out. And a cut and a miss to strike out Ramirez to retire the side, but the Indians add 2 runs. We go to the 9th, top of the order due, Rays down by 3. Rays baseball on Fox Sports Sun, brought to you by your Southern Chevy dealers. By Eldorado Furniture, a different kind of furniture store for over 50 years and by your local Ford dealers. Rays go to the 9th inning. They have the Indians have out-hit them 4-2 and have outscored them 3-0. Familiar face right there.
Right there. Well, it was working. Anyway.
That handsome lad on the left side of your screen.
Intent on a Rays comeback here against Brad Hand, which, by the way, will not be easy as he's on for the 58th time. 2.66 earned run average.
The pitch to Wendell is fouled back. And with Miller on the disabled list, Hand a valuable member of this bullpen. I got him in the middle of July from San Diego.
You know, the worst part is I have no idea who he's sitting with. He didn't come with them.
Well, he makes friends easily. 1 ball, 1 strike. Just like Pop.
No, you know what? It definitely need a comeback here.
Yes.
Because, like I said, the amount of trash talk that I've done around town, I can afford this.
Well, a great effort by Glasnow.
Wow.
Now the offense will have to do it against the Cleveland bullpen. Wendell against the lefty fouls it away. It's 1-2.
Yeah, Brad Hand, you know, he has really come on the last couple of seasons out in San Diego. And, you know, playing out on the West Coast and for a lower profile team like the Pods, he just kind of was under the radar. Everybody in the game of baseball knows how good this guy is, but just kind of laid under the radar. The Indians are able to come get him to try to help shore up that bullpen. Nasty slider, deceptive delivery.
And a cut and a miss.
Got away with one.
The 11th strikeout for Cleveland pitching tonight. And here's that pitch.
Oh, it hung. And actually was able to jump over the swing of Joey Wendell.
Matt Duffy. Ground ball right back to the hill. Opening fastball got the comebacker. 2 up and 2 down. The Rays down to their final out. Ji-Man Choi will be the hitter. Rays on the verge of being shut out. It would be the 8th time this year. Last time the Rays were shut out was near the end of July when Masahiro Tanaka beat them 4-0 on 3 hits. Pitch away. 1 ball, no strikes. Encarnacion hit the home run in the 7th that got Cleveland on the board. One and one. Two outs in the 9th. The Rays have been limited to 2 hits. The 1-1. The miss down. 2 balls and a strike. Rays need a couple base runners. Now a strike called on the corner. 2-2.
That's what makes him so dangerous. especially against lefties. You think about the 2 fastballs he's thrown in this at-bat. He has darted them down and away, and then the tight slider off of that. I find it very, very difficult to hold up and take that pitch.
Two pitch and a ground ball, broken bat down to first. Alonso unassisted makes the play to end this one. Well, the Rays shut out 3-0. Kluber will get his 17th win. 17-7. Glass now the losing pitcher, 0-2 with the Rays. A save for Hand. 2 hours and 18 minutes before 25,639. 3-0 the final Cleveland. We'll be right back.